Today we're at Knowsley Safari Park. When looking for days out for the kids now, I'm sure you'd agree that it is getting really expensive. So in this video we're going to help you decide if Knowsley Safari Park is actually worth the money. While we're driving into the park, let's have a little look at some of the most recent reviews from TripAdvisor. One of the most recent reviews, which is referring to the baboon area within the park, states,
"Honestly, this was pathetic. The problem is they jump on the car and start damaging it, but you can't move because Brenda has decided to stay still and block you in, meaning you can't escape them. It's not organised and it's not enjoyable."
And someone else has recently left a review which says,
"We saw 2 enclosed zebras, 3 rhinos, 5 lions that looked doped up, and 1 million deer. We'd never visit again. You need to up your game, Knowsley."
It is worth mentioning as well that you do need to book your ticket online before you arrive. So for us today, on the 16th of March 2024, for 2 adults and 1 child, it cost us £72.50. So that was £25 per adult and £22.50 for the child ticket. They do have special promotions on from time to time, so £10 a car and things like that, but unfortunately today we had to pay full price for our tickets. Before arriving, I would recommend checking on the Knowsley Safari Park website to see what time the different animal displays and talks are on throughout the day. You can go and see the sea lion show, the birds of prey display, and the animal talks. They've got things like tiger talks, meerkat talks, and also giraffe talks as well. They do have allocated times throughout the day though, so it is definitely worth just planning that beforehand. For the animal talks and displays, you do actually get them already included in the admission fee, so you don't need to pay anything extra for that once you're on the park. Included in that fee as well is the car safari and the foot safari, and also access to the little playgrounds and things on the park. Just note though that obviously for the amusement rides they're not included. You can buy a wristband for £12 once you're on the park, which then allows the kids to go on as many rides as they want throughout the day. Or you can buy the tokens, which are £1 per token, and I'll go into that in a bit more detail later on. Driving into the park today, it did start raining for us unfortunately, so hopefully we will still get to see quite a few animals out, but there was something on the website to say that the Africa section of the safari park is under maintenance at the moment, so I'm sure we'll see a bit of that as we go throughout the safari park today. It's also worth noting the last entry time as well for the park on that day when you're going to arrive. For us today it's 3:30 p.m. So it looks like where the rhinos usually are on the right hand side as you're driving round, you've now got facing that quite a bit of construction going on, so guessing that's what they're referring to on the website where they've mentioned that there is some maintenance. Looks like they're trying to get this ready in time for spring, summer. This is something to bear in mind as well if you do decide to come to Knowsley Safari Park and then you unfortunately get some rain like we have today. You're not really going to see most of the animals as they do start to take shelter when the weather's like this, unfortunately. We're now approaching the baboons, so you will see on the left hand side that there's a sign, and on this sign it does clearly state which way you can go if you want to drive through the baboon section or if you want to go through the car friendly route. On this occasion today we are going through the car friendly route, and that's just purely because we don't want any damage to the car. But there are a lot of people who do go left here and drive through. Yeah, so it's really your choice. You're probably just best deciding that before you get to this point, as it is kind of free-flowing traffic. So the left-hand side, as I say, is going straight through to the baboon area, and then if you continue straight ahead, you're going through the car-friendly section. So for this part, it's still, I mean, on a sunny day, or, you know, if you've got no rain, it's still really good because you can sit there. And personally, I do love to just sit there for quite a while and just watch the baboons, because they are quite entertaining. Even just watching them jumping on other cars and things like that, it is quite good. So yeah, this is the car friendly section. You can still see through to them, you can see them when they're getting fed and see what they're up to, and you can stay there for as long as you want. But I know obviously for some people they do want to continue to get round the park, but if you did want to stay there for a little bit longer, then you can just park up and cars can obviously drive around you. When the weather is actually a little bit warmer, you do tend to see a lot more baboons than what we're looking at today. There were only a few out, to be honest. I'm guessing most of them were inside this little shelter because of the rain and the cold. At this point, I am starting to agree with that TripAdvisor review as well about the deer, because there is literally deer all over the park. So let's hope as we go round we do start to see some different types of animals. You will notice as you're driving around there's quite a few of these yellow signs, so the majority of them do kind of say keep your windows up, keep your doors locked, drive slowly, and especially no feeding, because I know in other safaris you are able to feed the animals, but unfortunately in Knowsley Safari Park you're not. Driving into the lion enclosure now, this part is usually really busy, and that's because cars tend to stop just so that they can get a good look at the lions. On this occasion today we only seen 2 just laying down on the grass. I think there is maybe 3 or 4 in total, but the others were either hiding away or off in another area. So we're going to head out of the safari drive now and head into the foot safari section. Unfortunately today we haven't really seen that many animals, which was quite a bit of a disappointment. This could be because of the weather or the time of the year, or even the construction which is happening on the park at the moment. The only other animals that we've seen which have not captured are the wolves, and that's just because I couldn't get a good enough shot of them. They were inside a caged off area, and there was a lot of fencing and trees and bushes and things, so it wasn't really worth getting that shot. Now going to head into the foot safari area. As you can see in this part here, you've got the fairground rides. This is where you can get food from the restaurant, ice cream, huts, and also the animal talks take place as well in this area. Over on the right hand side you'll see there's a little white hut, and that's where you can get your tokens for the fairground rides, as well as hired out buggies, mobility scooters and wheelchairs, and I've just popped the price on there for you to have a little look at that. So it is £1 per token, and as you can see there, some rides take 2 tokens, some of them take 3 tokens, and there are a couple there which just take the 1 token. It's worth just having a little look to see which rides are actually open before you go ahead and buy your tokens. There isn't a huge choice of rides that the kids can go on. I personally would say that the rides are suitable for anyone up to the age of 12 to 13 years of age. Here's one of the food outlets available while you're at Knowsley Safari Park. So I've just popped the prices on screen there for different hot food options that you've got: ice cream, lolly ices and drinks. With this one, it is partially outside, and there is outside sitting areas as well, which are covered in case you get the weather like we did today. We didn't actually buy anything from this particular food outlet, however there were quite a few people sitting outside eating. I think there was a mix of some people eating their own packed lunches and then some people actually eating hot food from this place. Let me know your thoughts on the prices. Is £2.80 for a Fab Lolly Ice expensive, or is that what you'd expect to pay when going to one of these places? We do love to go on the Knowsley Halt when we're at Knowsley Safari Park, and this is a family train that both kids and adults can enjoy. For this one, it is 2 tokens per person, or you can pay cash, which is £2 each per person. The ride lasts about 10-15 minutes, but it's a nice way to kind of see inside the park and around the lake as well. Unfortunately, we didn't see any animals apart from the odd duck swimming on the lake, so don't expect to see any animals while you are on this train. It is more just a nice way to see a little bit of scenery around the park. After visiting the baboons in Knowsley Safari Park, my second favourite thing to do is to go and see the sea lion show. This is included in your admission price, so all I'd say is just make sure you check the display time. So today for us, the options we had were 12 PM, 1:30 PM or 3 PM.
What everybody knows is actually how they do it. And the secret to this is in the lovely long whiskers that you guys can see on the side of the project and Arthur's faces. Now those whiskers, believe it or not, they're actually really, really sensitive. They're not strong enough to hold the fish or to move the fish in any way. But what they should be doing is they should be... The whiskers, they are a really important lifeline when it comes to the sea lions being out in the wild. That can often take you steadily all the way back to your stand. I'll tell you what, give them both a big round of applause. He's away. Did he hit the high ball? Well, good.
On this occasion today, we didn't actually go to see the bird show, and that was just purely because the weather was too bad and it was getting quite cold as well, walking around in the rain. So during the foot safari we got to see a tiger, meerkats, birds of prey and a couple more, but unfortunately we didn't actually see the giraffes out today, which we were absolutely gutted over. And also the bat cave wasn't actually open, so really gutted about that one as well. Can't believe that wasn't open, as that is one of the highlights of Knowsley Safari Park for us personally. We only got to see one animal display, which was the sea lion show, which was brilliant by the way, but we just didn't have time to go and see any others, and that was just purely because of the different times that they were on and that clashed with other things that we were doing. So our little girl got to go on 2 rides, and then the 3 of us went on the Knowsley Halt together, which worked out an extra £11 on top of the admission fee, because for the amusement ride you do have to pay for your tokens for that one. Personally, I do think if there are going to be limited animals out on the safari, then there needs to be a decision made by Knowsley Safari Park as a business to look at giving some promotions to its customers. Ideally for today, had we paid £10 per car to get in and seen the limited number of animals that we have seen, I don't feel like that would have been an issue at all, because we would have expected obviously to see less in comparison to a normal day when they're at full capacity with all animals. At around 2 p.m. we started getting a little bit hungry, so we decided to go to the Oasis restaurant. This is open every day and it does serve a variety of hot and cold dishes. I decided to go for the pea and ham soup today, and it wasn't the best, I'll be honest. I'd say it was more so because it was quite lukewarm, and I know pea and ham soup is supposed to be quite thick, but it was a little bit too thick for my preference, and as I say, with it being a bit lukewarm. However, the bread rolls were nice. The prices I've put on screen so you can have a little look at that as well. If we were to go back again, I think we'd probably just take our own packed lunch. Let's talk about how much we spent in total then for the full day. So just to confirm, we arrived at the park at 12 p.m. and we left the park at 3:30 p.m. So we were there for 3.5 hours. The admission cost was £72.50 in total. We spent £11 on the amusement rides, £16.30 at the cafe, and then my daughter had £19. Well, she actually had £20 pocket money that she wants to spend, but she used £19 of that in the gift shop. So that was a total of £118.80 for the day. So do I think the price was worth it? For us personally, we won't be visiting again anytime soon unless there's a promotion, so £10 per car or a reduction in adult or child price tickets, and that's just because for the number of animals that we got to see on the day and the price that we've actually paid, we were there for 3.5 hours. I know on one of the reviews it does mention about visiting Chester Zoo. That would actually be a half an hour drive from where we live, and although for the three of us to get into Chester Zoo it would cost us £93 admission, I do feel like you can get there at 9 o'clock in the morning and you can spend the full day until late afternoon, early evening at Chester Zoo. Safari Park on this day for us, we couldn't really do that. I know obviously the weather is also a factor with that as well. Please do let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Have you been recently and had a different experience to what we've had today? Maybe you've been able to see more animals on your drive round or even on the foot safari. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video today, and also hope that this will help you make a decision in future as to whether you will give Knowsley Safari Park a visit.